to say which one you're doing?
No, or Vayishlach Gimel. So we have a Gemara on Sanhedrin. It says, "Mipnei ma zacha Ovadia dinviud." What was Ovadia in the time of Eliyahu and Avi? What was he zocher to have prophecy? And the Gemara explains, "Mipnei shehechbi me'ah neviim b'mara," because he hid 100 neviim in the cave during the time of Ahav and Izebel that wanted to kill all the neviim. Right? And the Gemara says, "Umay shena hamishim hamishim." Why does the pasuk say he hid 50 in one cave and 50 in another? You have a mahloket. Rabbi Elazar comes and he says he learns from Yaakov Avinu, but he learns from the pasuk, "V'haya machaneh nish'al lifleta." Rabbi Abahu comes and says, "No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with that the capacity of the cave was only 50." Right? So you have a mahloket. Rabbi Elazar comes to say what?
Learned from Yaakov.
That what?
Camp.
Mm-hmm.
The Abahu says no, there was no room.
No room.
That's only...
Right, and the Mahasha had a problem with the thing, and with the Rabbi Elazar. It says who made Rabbi Elazar assume that that Ovadia learned from Yaakov? Maybe he did it from his own thinking to split the two people. Where do you connect Yaakov here? Right, just like Yaakov did. Yaakov didn't learn it from anywhere. He did it on his own. So maybe Ovadia also did it on his own. Right, and also, and he answers bedohak. He answers something which again we didn't get a chance to look at it, but he answers bedohak. Ve'od sarich yun. Another question is that Rabbi Abahu that says shelo hayta me'ara mehazek yoter. Right, that the me'ara didn't hold more than 50. If that's true, what is the pasuk coming to teach us? Remember, we said what was the pasuk? We said it says 50-50. Right, it said vahi be'achrit izebel ed nevi Hashem vayikach Ovadiyahu. Mea nevi'im vayichabem hamishim ish b'me'ara v'kikilem lechemayim. Right, he put 50 in one me'ara and 50 in the other. So if there's nothing special about this, then why does the pasuk go out of his way to say 50-50? What is the pasuk coming to teach you? Right, and then we bring a Gemara in Yerushalmi in Peah that says that the daughter of Ahav, right, they had no Baalei Lashon Hara. And when Eliyahu and Avi went up to Hara Kamil, he said, "Ani notarti Navi Lashem levadi." I'm the only Navi left. Right, and the whole nation knew, and nobody said a word to the king. No one said, "Oh, we know you're hiding people. We know this, we know that." Right? So that shows you that that's something important. That no one spoke lashon hara, right? And now, since no one spoke lashon hara, Obadiah knew that nobody was going to rat him out. Oh, you have it?
What?
Oh, I thought it was Maharsha.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good. I want to read it after.
Okay.
So you don't have to say that Obadiah split the camps up, split the Nevi'im, the prophets, into two different caves, because if one gets killed, the other one will get saved. Because whichever way you look at it, no one's going to tell the king, right? Because either they're all going to be saved or they're all going to be dead. So then the question is, why did he hide them in two me'arot? And that's the question of the Gemara. Because now that we know that in the time of Ahav, the time of Obadiah, there was no real issue of people ratting him out. And by the way, there's leaflets going around now, right? $100,000 in Gaza. Yeah, crazy. Sure, they're getting tips from left and right, right? But if it was the time of Ahav, nobody would answer. Nobody would call. Why? Because we don't do these things. Right? We don't do these things. And that's the question of the Gemara. What's the purpose of putting 50 and 50? And so because there's no issue of anybody ratting him out. So that's where we bring the two Tanaim. Rabbi Elazar is saying we learn from Yaakov Avinu. They say, Le'olam lo haya sarich Obadiah. So really, Obadiah didn't have to do this. And since Yaakov did it, right, we learn, what is the purpose? To learn Derech Eretz. We said that we're learning Derech Eretz, that a person should not put all of his money in one basket, right? That's where we get the saying from, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And if he did that, right, and if he didn't do that, then he would. By the way, he would also not attribute to the generation that he could rely on the generation not to say anything, because if he would have put everybody together, right, then everybody would have said, even though that he had what to assume that some genius is going to open his mouth to the king, right? And he put everybody all together, then he would say he's relying on a nes. Because if the guy does say something, it will give time for the other cave the Nevi'im to clear out before they get to them, right? Because they're probably going to want to check one before the other. Who knows? But for that reason, he did it. He split the two camps into two, And to teach you what? It's coming to teach you that even when danger is not likely, you should still split the camp. Remember we're going to jump because we said that's the reason. Why do you bring Yaakov and Obadiah? If Obadiah just did, because we bring a midrash that says that we bring two examples, Yaakov and Obadiah. So again, Rabbi Elazar is saying why did Obadiah learn from Yaakov? Because he really taught him to even in time that if he didn't do that, then people are going to think that he relied on a miracle. And that's not the way to be, and you're not supposed to put all your eggs in one basket. And we bring a midrash that says, Vayihatz ta'am, that Yaakov splitted the nation, to teach you derech eretz, that a person shouldn't put all his money in one basket. And he brings two examples, for Yaakov and Obadiah. And what is Obadiah teaching you that Yaakov is not teaching you? That even because the people didn't say anything and Obadiah had nothing to worry about, you should still be able to strategize. And you should not go in expecting nothing to happen, even though things are good and there's no risk, because no one's going to say nothing. You should still take it into consideration, and you should, and that's the derech eretz that Obadiah is teaching you, not the.
But you can't learn from Yaakov.
You can't learn that from Yaakov because Yaakov was in the time of war because it was a problem, right? So again, Davka, that's why you have the Gemara teaching you that the people were good and they were not lashon hara, was to show you that even during that time you should split up. Rabbi Abahu holds differently. Rabbi Abahu says that even if it is derech eretz, right, Obadiah should not have hid them in two caves. Remember, the pasuk says he hid them in two caves, 50 and 50. Because why? It's a bigger commotion to bring food and water to two different caves as opposed to one. People, by the way, that buy companies, one of the reasons why they buy companies is because they could absorb the infrastructure. Their back office is a big part of the expense. Mm-hmm. So maybe your company's not making money, but mine, we would have different expenses because I already have a back office. I'll just give them your business, and I don't have to pay extra. And now all of a sudden the company's making money. Yeah, so to do it, to go to two different caves and do it is a lot. So he technically shouldn't have done it, right? Because again, no one is guaranteeing that the Belial is going to not say anything to the king. And what does Rabbi Abu answer? He answers them that they couldn't find a cave that held more than 50, right? And that's why he did it that way, to show you the difference. That really he should have put them all in 100, but he didn't put them in 100 because he had no choice, because there was only caves with a capacity of 50 people. Baruch Adonai L'olam, amen v'amen.